In this video, we will learn how to create a CBSE exam using the Classwise CBSE AI Exam Generator. Today, my goal is to create an exam following a specific blueprint. This means for every question sequence, I have a chapter in mind, the marks allocated, and the question type. I want my exam to match this blueprint exactly. Let's see how you can do this using the CBSE AI Exam Generator. To get started, simply navigate to get classwise.com/CBSE Exam Generator. We'll provide the link in the description. First, enter the worksheet name as CBSE Class 9. From here, you can choose your goal. Next, select your subject. For this demonstration, the subject is mathematics. Now, choose the chapters from which you want to create the exam. Let's remove some chapters. I'll remove this one because CBSE has removed it from this year's course. We can also remove this one. We'll remove constructions and probability as well. Now we have approximately 11 chapters from which to create our exam. When you navigate to the blueprint area, you'll have an option to either choose from a standard set of available blueprints, or you can design your own. Let's go ahead and design our own. For today, I want to create, according to my blueprint, 18 MCQs and 2 assertion reasoning questions, each worth 1 mark. Let's say I don't want any fill in the blanks or short answer questions in my first section. In my second section, I want 5 questions that are short answer, worth 2 marks each, and then 6 questions worth 3 marks with slightly longer answers. Then I want 4 questions worth 5 marks each. You can also create case study questions from here. To do that, simply create a new section by clicking this plus icon. I've done this just here. To create a case study question, name the section as Case Study. Then in the long answer or short answer section, wherever you want to create the questions, you can simply add case study questions. In my blueprint, I have 3 case study questions worth 4 marks each, and I will input 3 case study questions of 4 marks each. Now, you can either supply this Excel file in PDF format as the marking scheme, or you can choose to input it in text format. What I'm doing here is providing the marking scheme, instructing the model to generate questions according to the following blueprint. I want to maintain the intended difficulty level and HOTS wherever mentioned. For every question, I've simply provided the chapter name and the type of question I want to create. This is the simple form you need to fill out. Once done, simply click the Generate Worksheet option. Once you click that, it will automatically open in a new tab and start generating the exam for you. Note that sometimes your browser may have a pop-up blocker enabled, which may require you to allow pop-ups for this website. Make sure you do that. Also, the marking scheme is where you can specify any difficulty options. You can mention a moderate or high difficulty level in the marking scheme, either at a question level or at an overall level, however you would like to create the exam. Now, let's go back to our tab and see the questions it has started generating for us. Going back to the tab, we wanted to create 38 questions for an 80-mark paper across 4 different sections. What we see is that Section A, which was a 20-question section, is almost entirely generated. We also have Section B ready, and now it says all set, all added 38 questions. So all 38 questions have been added here for our reference. Now, to work through the questions, you can either click on these individual questions here so that you can scroll to that question directly, or you can simply keep scrolling in the center to see your questions one by one. Now, let's look at the first 18 questions that have been generated in the form of MCQs. Let's go down a little bit and see. Sometimes the images may not come across very clean, so you may need to remove and add your own image. Let's say if you wanted to add your own image, what you would simply do is create an image outside, click on the image button, and upload it. Or you can simply copy and paste that image here. Let's make sure that our exam has all the right information and structure in place. Sometimes when the images are not created right, you can simply choose to discard them and place your own. So the MCQs are looking really solid. Now, notice that we wanted the 19th and the 20th question to be assertion reasoning as per our blueprint, and it has also provided the assertion and reasoning questions for us as per the chapter sequence. Now, the one thing to notice here is that we wanted it to have the first 2 questions from number system, next 2 from polynomials, and so on and so forth. So when I go back, I see my first question generated from number system. Second question generated from number system, third from polynomial, fourth from polynomial, so on and so forth. Let's say I want to amp up the difficulty of certain questions. What I can do is go to the option here, which says AI Actions, and I can either generate a new question or I can generate a sample answer. For the same question I have, let's say I want to generate a new question here. I can either choose to select a quick suggestion from the list of options here, which will say, make it more challenging. Let's say I want to give it more instructions. Try a fresh question from number systems and make it more challenging. The moment you do that, all you have to do is click and hit the regenerate question. You also have an option to upload a reference document. So if you want to sometimes replace the question with one of your own questions, you can supply that as a reference document and ask it to extract the specific question you are interested in. Now, once you do that, what this will do is it will start regenerating the question for you. So this is the first question we are trying to regenerate. While it regenerates, you can keep scrolling and working through your assessment and keep making changes. So now this time it has given me a new question, which seems like a significantly higher difficulty level. So it did apply the instructions that we gave it. If you did not like the question, you can always choose to generate another question. You can always switch between the version history of this question or a new question. And if this looks good, you can simply keep the looks good option. And now this new question is added to our assessment. Let's see how it performs on the short answer questions. We asked it to generate some short answer questions and also some subjective questions at the end. Let's continue reviewing the assessment and making sure that it aligns with our expectations. Everything is looking great. Let's now move to the case study questions. In the last section, you can see it has named the section as Case Study. It has 3 questions as we requested, and each question is worth 4 marks, exactly as we wanted. The first question is from Lines and Angles. There's a case study question here, another one here, and a third case study question from Statistics. Let's say I want to regenerate a sample answer. All I need to do is click on Regenerate Sample Answer. If I don't want it to be super detailed this time, I can simply request a step-by-step solution to the question. Once I apply the instruction, it will automatically generate the solution for the question right here. Once you do that, similar to regenerating a question, the Regenerate Sample Answer feature effectively generates the answer for the same question. The case study question now has a sample answer listed part by part. You don't need to necessarily write the whole answer yourself. You can always choose to clean it up in terms of formatting and content and make sure that the answers align with your expectations. We highly recommend that instructors review the answers, review the questions, and make sure that they all look exactly how you want them to look. This is the first part of setting up your assessment. The next thing you can do is set up a timer and some proctoring controls for the questions. If you go to Settings, you can choose to set a start date or due date. If you want to take this assessment online, students will not be able to access it beyond the date and time you set. You can also choose the time duration. For example, I want to set this one up for a 90-minute exam. Then you can choose to randomize questions for each student. You can choose whether students should see their solutions after assessment submission, or you can choose a strict mode option. The strict mode option only works for online mode. If you're working in offline mode, you can simply download the PDF and ensure that proctoring controls exist in the classroom when taking the exam. What strict mode does is effectively prevent students from cheating if you're taking this exam online. It blocks the use of ChatGPT or any other AI tool during the assessment. Let's say I want to save this assignment and my next step is to share it with my students. To share it with students, simply go to the Share with Students option. Here you have a choice to download this assessment as a PDF copy. Once you click on this option, you can choose whether you want to also print the solutions.